Hey, what's up guys? This is Anthony from Anthony's Customs, and for this video, I'm showing you my newest custom, which probably looks really strange to most of you. If you're not a One Piece fan, you'll have no idea what this is and why it looks the way it is, the way it does. But if you aren't, then Google Nightmare Luffy. That's what this is. This is my Nightmare Luffy. Luffy obviously being the main hero in One Piece, and Nightmare being the version where he gets humongous and hulks out disproportionately. So my customer contacted me. He's actually the guy who's been sending me a lot of things to review that I wasn't planning on buying anyway, so you guys got to see all those things. Thank him for that. And if you like this figure, thank him for this also, because you get to see the video on it, even though you don't get to own it. I'm a little bit jealous because I don't get to own it either, and we don't have a good Nightmare Luffy figure. But anyway, let me stop rambling. So this is Nightmare Luffy, and I guess I should just take him off the stand so I can show you guys what I did specifically. Well, let's just do that. Alright, so for this Nightmare Luffy, it's a particularly large figure and very, very heavy. That's why he had the display stand on there, and I'll show you that in a little bit because I kind of made that. Well, I did make it, but I'll show you that in a minute. So this guy is, and for those of you that aren't familiar with the parts, and I'll tell you what they are in a minute, he stands about 9.5 inches tall, probably a little bit shorter than that, just because I'm looking at a really weird angle right now. About 22.5 centimeters, so he's very large. And for those of you that maybe didn't recognize it, the upper body is the Marvel Select Hulk figure. That's for this and the arms. And of course I had to repaint it and do a lot of sculpting. So what the thing is with this guy is that he needed to have those really tiny legs that fit on the body. And it's very hard to connect those two things in a natural way. So what I did was I took the Marvel Select Hulk and I left his crotch in place and his thighs. And then what I did was I just shaved them down completely with my Dremel tool. I took them completely down as far as I could possibly go. And I did the same thing for the thighs, but first I drilled them out and inserted some Marvel Legends legs. These are actually the phasing vision, the clear vision, because we needed the bare feet, and the Marvel Legends legs were actually in perfect scale. So I did that, and then once I inserted the legs kind of like a reverse prosthetic, then I shaved down the Hulk thighs even more, and then I sculpted the pants entirely from scratch. I needed to give him his nice little red jean pants. I guess they're jeans, I don't know. So I sculpted all the seams all the way around. I sculpted the pockets, the fly, the buttons, the belt loops, everything, the little tattered parts. That was actually pretty fun. I like sculpting clothes, especially these clothes, because they needed to look all beat up, so there's lots of little scratch marks and little tattered bits and things like that. So that was a lot of fun. And then just sculpting the seams and pockets and things. I enjoy that kind of stuff, so that's what I did. And then for the upper body itself, I didn't actually do too much other than take it apart and rework all the joints to account for the new paint and whatnot. So that's pretty straightforward. And then I sculpted the vest on top of that. I don't know if you guys heard that, but my phone just thought when I said I sculpted the vest, I said, okay, Google. It's very close. Anyway, I sculpted the vest. I put buttons on there, and the vest is pretty basic, so I left that. When he hulks out, though, he still has his little straw hat that stays on his back using magic. I don't know how. They never draw the strings or anything, but it's there, so I had to sculpt that. So I sculpted a new little tiny straw hat, and again, that was fun because I got to do all the texturing and put the little band around there, so that was fun. And then, if you didn't notice, that head doesn't look a whole lot like Hulk. So what I did was I just sculpted a new head from scratch, which was also a lot of fun. It's a pain in the butt to sculpt an anime head because obviously it's not like a real head. It doesn't have the right features, it doesn't have the right proportions and that kind of stuff, but it was a whole lot of fun. I got to sculpt the scar, and the eyes and teeth were kind of a pain in the butt, but they're fun. And then the hair, we gave him the hair. I had to take some liberties with the design because obviously we weren't going to be able to get the perfect proportions without making it cost $1 billion, but I think it worked out pretty well, and I'm pretty pleased with it. And then the last thing I had to do before I did the base was to do a sword. He's got this giant katana, and so you can't just go buy a miniature katana that actually looks good. So we actually got a couple of different ones and took parts from them, and then I ended up sculpting all of this area right here. I sculpted the back, and then I just kind of put them all together to make one katana that matched the on-screen version. And then I took some wired jute, is what that stuff's called, that rope. That's actually not just rope, there's a wire going through it, and I actually connected it like it would be connected normally, but this way, if he wants to transport the figure or something, or when I ship it to him, I might even do it. I don't know yet, we'll see what he wants, but it can be removed. So I did that, and of course all of the articulation is retained, the elbows, the shoulders, the head, the waist, except for, of course, the hips. I had to sculpt over those in order to make it look good. And then the knees and ankles. The only problem with that is, unless you put him in like a ground pounding pose or something, the Marvel Legends legs, they're already known for being wobbly, and this figure weighs like 5 pounds because this is all sculpt and this is all solid plastic except for right here. But this is heavy, the arms are heavy, crotch is heavy, so he can't really hold his own weight, and which is why I made the display stand. So it's actually really basic, but it's super functional and it looks nice and clean. So I just drilled a hole in his back. Super simple, super basic, simple hole right down the center of his back. And then I took a piece of Formica, which is the stuff they make counters out of, which if they aren't like quartz or granite or something like that. So it looks like that, and it's really heavy like that. It's just a really heavy, solid base with like a granite look to it. That's the one I chose anyway, and I drilled a hole in that. And then I took some stainless steel round bar, and I just made sure it fit in the hole. Obviously, I made the hole fit the bar, and then I bent it. And all I did to make it work was to put a little notch in it like this. You see how it bends like this and then goes straight? So what this does is I put it in the back, and the back sits right at the notch, so he cannot lean forward and fall off the stand no matter what, because this goes up and falling things go down, so he can't fall over. And then, of course, he won't fall backwards because that's where the stand is. So it doesn't actually hold the figure, it just kind of supports the weight. So he can still take it off the stand if he wants to and pose it, or he can just leave it there on the stand as a display piece. And then in terms of paint, I just did a lot of dry brushing. I painted the entire upper body black, then I made it really dark blue, then I dry brushed lighter blue, and then on top of that even lighter blue. And then I went back in with the second to lightest light blue and did the veins again to make them pop a little bit. The hair is all black, the eyes and mouth are all white and black. The vest was brown and then dark yellow and then a darker yellow. All of the buttons are gold. The pants were easier because red worked really well with black, so I just did black with red on top. That worked nicely. The tattered parts, I went over them with the red because they would have some red in them. And then I went over them with gray and then tan to make them look tattered. And then for the straw hat, for the base, I actually used this color mixed with a little bit of brown, and then I dry brushed a straw color, and then I went back in with a wash, like a sepia wash, and I did that, and I think that straw hat might be my favorite part of the whole figure, even though I did the head from scratch and I really like how it turned out. I really like that hat, I don't know why. It was fun to make. I liked it. And then, of course, this is all just gold and red and black and gray and gloss and that kind of stuff. So there it is, guys. I'm pretty pleased with it. I like it. I like it a lot, but I'm a little bit biased. You guys can let me know what you think. I know my customer's super happy, so that's a win in my book. But you guys can let me know what you think in the comment section below. Thanks for watching. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. I have new videos every single day. So come back for all that stuff. We stream every Saturday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and just lots of fun stuff. So I'll see you guys in the next video, and in the meantime, keep collecting.